Hey guys, this is Jack from Kangaroo Jack's Fitness. Today, what we're going to be going over is 8 simple tips to help grow your pull-ups. So this is for people that might either be coming from a place where they can't do any pull-ups, or they can manage like 4 or 5, and then they're just getting stuck at a certain rep range. So with this, the key is going to be to help grow your back, or what is known as the posterior chain. So we are going to be doing some accessory exercises, and then I'm going to show you some safer ways how to do pull-ups as well, using band instead of what you see going on. So let's get to it, guys, and let's crack. The first one you're going to do is lat pull down. So what you'll see most guys in the gym, they'll just do it like this, where it just springs down, springs back up. Okay, that's using the muscle stretch reflex. We don't want to do that, so we want to control that eccentric up on this, so it's like lowering the weight back to its original point, which would be up here. So with this, we're using split hands. So the reason for this, instead of just the normal bar on this one, is because we want whichever side of your arm is weaker, so it might be left, it might be right, we want to try and make that stronger, okay, by working it individually. Yeah, so what you're going to do with this, grab the handles, okay, you start with a nice tall chest, and then you're going to pull your shoulder blades down, okay, and back. See, this actual weight stack will move a little, and then from here, I'm now going to pull down, and then I'm going to slowly come up. So this should take about 5 seconds, okay. And then what you can do is, once you get used to that first range of motion, is do it in a power movement. So I'll pull straight down, and then eccentric, nice slow controlled, 3, 2, 1, and then back up. Power, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I'm really focusing on is pulling with my lats and not my biceps. Okay, everyone thinks that pull-ups are an arm exercise, they're not. It's all in that back. Okay, I can feel my lats still tight, and now they start to stretch. And then when I pull down here, they're nice and tight. I'm thinking about like driving my elbows to the floor, okay, or even like behind me, and I'm really controlling that eccentric on the way up. This next one is going to be a banded lat pull down iso hold. Okay, so all I've done is just rig up this band, loop over, choked it through itself. There are different grades of bands, so don't be fooled into thinking you're going to jump on the biggest one here. You're not. Okay, you're going to have to work your way up to this. So I would get something like a smaller band to start with, just so you get used to the movement, and then work your way up. So what you're going to do with the band, again as well, remember you want to start fairly low, because if you start up here, it's obviously a lot more tension compared to down here. Okay, so find where your work sort of rate would be with it. If it's higher up, do that. If you have to take a step back and regress, also make sure you do that, because you want to make sure you get the most clean movement out of this. Okay, so find your spot, and what you're going to do is you're going to pull down, so squeeze your shoulder blades together and down, and then pull your elbows down, okay, like to the floor, and then also a little bit back, make sure you're squeezing your glutes, squeezing your abs, and then from here, we're going to hold 30 seconds. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You get the idea. Okay, what that's going to do is going to help build up strength in that bottom position, okay, of the movement, okay, or at the top of the pull-up. So you're always stronger eccentrically than you are concentrically. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that when you're coming out of that pull-up, you have the uttermost as well. It's going to be an iso hold, pull down, into ratchet, coming up. So I've got these fat grips. What these are going to do, okay, it's going to make the grip wider. So by having a wider grip, unlike this small bar, it's going to cause more muscle recruitment through the forearm and into the arm, and then stabilise with the shoulder. So you want to make sure you've got these at the same length. Okay, from there, we'll sit back into it. We're going to make sure we'll squeeze shoulder blades together and down. Power to the chest, hold for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to come just up to around about our head, and then hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then up to the top of the movement just before it lets off with the weight. Okay, so you don't get that full stretch. Just below it, hold for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the whole time here, I'm trying to squeeze my lats and then squeeze my rhomboids as well. And then ratchet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is going to be scapular pull downs. So what you're going to notice is it's a very short range of motion. Okay, the premise is basically to pull your shoulders back and then pull them down and then move that back up. So it's very short. Okay, this is going to help not only engage your rhomboids, your mid, upper, and a little bit of the top part of the trap. Okay, but we're also going to focus here. It's really trying to squeeze this. This is what's going to help engage your lats, especially in the beginning of that pull-up. Okay, so where most people struggle is when they come down and they try to get that big stretch from the lat, they then can't engage properly, and then they swing, and then they try and use their bicep. So you can do this a couple of different ways with the grip. We're just going to stick it nice and wide because it feels a little bit easier. Okay, so always make sure your grip is nice and equal. And you come down, sit up nice and tall as well. So from here, pull my shoulder blades together and then down. Big squeeze and then relax. So together, down, back. So you want to make sure every time you're doing this, you can pick a weight that you can feel it. It's not particularly too heavy. Okay, you can control. Especially with all of these, the more that you do, especially controlling the eccentric up, you're not going to be going as heavy as you think. So you are going to have to drop the weight a little. Remember, you control the weight instead of it trying to control you. Okay, if you do that, you're going to get less injured, less mileage on the joints. Okay, you're going to get stronger. This is where a lot of people go wrong, is they just try and chuck weights around all day long, and then the joints get beaten up. Pull-ups can be very taxing on the shoulders. So the next one is going to be banded pull-ups. So what you see most people do is they normally just tie this around here, sort of choke through, and they put the foot in here. Then what happens is they step into it, they do their pull-ups, and as soon as they come to get out of it, they take their foot off, and then this thing just smacks them right in the face. Okay, there's a much easier way to do it, to where you're not going to smack yourself in the face. Okay, let's use some J-hooks. And the good thing about this is you can manage how easy or hard this actually is by the height of the J-hooks. So all I'm going to do is just place it over like that, and then bring it over to the other side, and place just there. Again, with the band and stuff, you can change the amount of tension by using a different band. So you could use a step to get onto this, okay, or you can use the box, whichever way. All I like to do is push down on it, get one foot on, and then get into the push-up or pull-up position, and then place my other leg onto there, squeeze my glutes, squeeze my abs, make sure I've got a nice strong grip, and again, engage your shoulder blades, and then pull, hold, and then down. So engage, pull, and then just go from there. So here I can do more reps than I would do normally. Okay, so if you're really fatiguing, try these at the end of your pull-ups. Again, you can mix the grip by putting fat grips on, or changing the variation completely. And then all I do is get down, step off, let go, bring my foot, and as safe as that. This next one is going to be a single arm dumbbell row. So So what I want you to do, hold dumbbell in one hand. Okay, remember, pick a weight that you can control. From here, nice athletic stance. So I like to push my hip back, bring my torso to my knee, place my hand on knee for support. I want to let this drop till it touches the floor. And again, what I'm going to do, pull the shoulder back and down, and then to the hip. And then control that eccentric to the floor, and then back. So you can do this in a box position, on a bench, or you can do it freestanding like this. There's loads of different ways you can do it. But I like this for most people. Again, you can put a box on the floor as well to bring up if they don't have the range of motion. I like these. They're a really good way of doing it, especially having that dead stop position at the bottom, because all that momentum is taken up from the dumbbell now. And on that pull, it's like doing that first rep every single time, not just here, using that stretch, muscle reflex action. Okay, actually have to come down, re-engage, and then pull. And really squeeze in the lat. One is going to be a cable ratchet row. Okay, so we're going to ratchet it up in two different positions. So it's going to be that initial gauge with the shoulder, so that retraction, depression, and then we're going to row up. Okay, so again, it's not just all like vertical pull downs, we want to also make sure we're getting horizontal pull downs. What you're going to do, make sure you set the cable attachment up here. You can hold on to this, you don't have to. I like to take a nice little staggered athletic stance, and then what I'm going to do here is let my shoulder come forward, so I get that big stretch, pull my shoulder back, down, and row to my hip. Okay, so see how that's like 2 steps? So back, down, and then I'm slowly eccentric. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I would do this on both sides, okay? And then as you get stronger, you can do together on a seated row, set of dumbbells, anything like this. This for me has helped me out a lot, especially with shoulders from my big bike accident. Now doing pull-ups for me, I could get into it, and then what would happen, get about 4 or 5 reps in to like the 3rd set, my whole right shoulder would just drop like that. And I noticed then I'd have a bit of pain up here through my neck. There is a muscle that attaches from your scapula, which is your shoulder, okay, it's your shoulder blade, all the way up here into this part of the neck. That for me would go, because it would get overworked. I was trying to use that in my bicep to do all my pulling. And then as soon as that went, I know as soon as I dropped down out of that pull-up position, I was in for a world of pain and I couldn't carry on my workout. So guys, make sure that when you do these, you're as safe as you possibly can be. Okay, and we'll catch you next time. Take care, guys.